Scanning the side of the road, Minorikawa finally spotted a rundown electronics shop. The sign out front, which looked like it might fall off at any moment, read, Endo Electronics. Right here is fine. The taxi stopped and Minorikawa pulled a 10,000 yen bill from his wallet. Keep the change, he said. What? Look, don't sweat it. The name's Minoru Minorikawa, and I'm a freelance writer. I care about two things, what's real and what's true. There's real worth to what you've done for me. That there's a token of my appreciation. It's not much, but please, take it. Minorikawa slid out of the taxi and headed for the electronics store. That's about $100, by the way, for those who are unaware. Inside, Endo Electronics looked more like a mountain of hoarded junk than an actual business. Towering piles of ancient appliances stretched toward the ceiling. Old television sets with dial knobs leaned against computers with 5-inch floppy drives. A storage medium for personal computers in production from 1976 to 2001. The magnetic discs are still sheathed in paper or plastic jackets and are known for their tendency to flop around in one's hand. Well, not really. I think it's the... Oh yeah, wait, actually, never mind. The magnetic discs themselves are floppy, but the actual plastic jackets are not actually that floppy. I think I have a few lying around. Anyway, technically speaking, they are 5.25 inches in diameter. Incidentally, Door Door, released in 1983, the debut title from this game's producer, Koichi Nakamura, was produced in a 5-inch floppy version. Huh. What possible use could there be for all this outdated stuff? Mr. Endo, are you in here? Minorikawa called out. Nobody came to greet him. The shop was definitely open, though. Surely the proprietor hadn't left it unattended. Hey, Mr. Endo! Come on, I know you're in there. After a short wait, Minorikawa heard sounds from the living space behind the shop. A door opened to reveal a tired-looking middle-aged man. Yeah, what do you want? Are you Mr. Endo? Minorikawa asked. I am, the man said guardedly. I'm sorry, but I'm in the middle of something at the moment. Could you come back tomorrow, or... Please, just give me a minute. I'm a freelance writer. Name's Minorikawa. Minorikawa showed Endo his business card. I'm writing an article for 4-Star General Gossip. Huh. A magazine piece, huh? Precisely, so if I could just have a little of your time today... The phone rang, cutting him off before he could get down to business. I'm sorry, you'll have to excuse me for a moment. Endo reached into the clutter and pulled out a telephone. Hello, Endo Electronics. The proprietor listened for a moment, then raised an eyebrow. Yeah, that's a problem, all right. All right, understood. I'll try and get a hold of the customer then. Endo set the receiver back down. What was that all about? Minorikawa asked. Oh, yesterday I sold a dry ice machine. And the manufacturer just called to let me know the model is defective. Defective? Apparently once it starts making dry ice, it won't stop. I needed to tell the customer I have to recall the machine and refund their deposit. Please give me a moment. Endo sifted through some sales slips, read a number off of one, and made a phone call. Nobody picked up on the other end, however. That's right, he grumbled to himself. He said they had some performance today. Performance? Minorikawa asked. I sold it to a guy from some theater troupe. They're called the Wandering Angels or something. A theater troupe run by Shinosuke Oodai. This afternoon at 5:30 p.m. they're performing their 22nd piece, Au revoir. Right now, all of the actors are already at the theater except for Akiyomi Mondo, who plays the rival of the main character, Ryu. The angry production chief has sent his assistant to Mondo's apartment, but he does not yet know what awaits him there. Continued in The Tale of the Wandering Angels, Episode 2, 6 episodes in all. I see. Right now I'm thinking that maybe this guy is going to use that as an in to try and say actually I have an appointment with them later. I could tell them if you help me out, something like that. The Wandering Angels. That was Shinosuke Orai's theater troupe. Minorikawa had an interview with him booked for 2:30. Anyhow, what can I do for you? Minorikawa hastily explained what he was after. Endo gave him a dubious look. Oh, it seems like he's not even going to bring it up. As I said earlier, I'm a bit busy right now. Busy cleaning up, I hope. How do you get anything done in this mess? Why, you? Are you this rude to all your interview subjects? 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes of your time, please. You've got to be joking. Go on, get the hell out of here. Endo headed for his back room in a huff. Fine, then I'll just have to write about what you've already told me. Namely, that Endo Electronics sells defective merchandise. Huh? Just what are you implying? Did you or did you not sell that theater troupe a defective piece of equipment? Look, I'm gonna get in touch with them as soon as... I'm betting they're in a hurry preparing for their performance. I doubt you'll be getting through to them today. And what if they're using dry ice to create smoke or something for their performance? That could be a major problem. Endo bit his lip. Now that I have your attention, Minorikawa said, let's make a deal. What kind of deal? I'm meeting with a member of the Wandering Angels a little later today. I can let them know about the dry ice machine for you. In exchange, all you have to do is give me my interview. Endo scowled. And where's your proof that you'll be meeting with the Wandering Angels? I might take advantage of a guy when he's down, Minorikawa replied. But one thing I'm not is a liar. That's such a weird thing to say. I might take advantage of a guy when he's down. Yeah, I'd probably kick a guy when he's down. Maybe kick him in the balls a few times. I don't know. The shopkeeper took a few moments to think about it. Fine, he grumbled. 5 minutes, that's all you get. Minorikawa whipped his notepad out of his coat like he was drawing a gun. Let's get right down to it then, shall we? Go right ahead. So, I hear that over 500 surveillance cameras have been installed throughout Shibuya's shopping districts. Yes, that's right. Why so many? We used to have a lot of delinquents in town. Young people who act rowdy or cause trouble, often at arcades or convenience store parking lots, and who frequently resort to petty theft and other mischief. Also referred to in more outmoded terms as ruffians or hoodlums. Endo said the word with marked distaste. Oh, yeah. I remember there being some problem kids around. They were real punks. They vandalized my signs, made a mess of my storehouse. They were just awful. I see. Minorikawa scribbled diligently in his notepad. Heck, my own son put together a sort of vigilante squad to help teach those punks a lesson. Wait. Vigilante squad? Whoa, hold up right there for a sec. Minorikawa jutted out his hand to interrupt. This guy's son was part of the vigilante squad. What a stroke of luck. Maybe he could also provide some info for the article on the gangs of Shibuya. Sorry, I don't mean to get too far off topic here, but could you tell me the name of this group your son belongs to? They call themselves SOS. Originally a group of well-meaning young people who would get together downtown as a sort of vigilante squad, trying to keep together Shibuya clean and safe. In those days, the group never engaged in theft or other criminal activities. More recently, however, SOS has become one of the biggest gangs in Shibuya, resorting to defacing public property with graffiti, shoplifting, and shaking people down for cash. Prided themselves on being the top gang in Shibuya and all that. Top gang in Shibuya. Did I really just hit the jackpot right here? Not to pat myself on the back, but go me. I mean, you gotta give me some credit. I'm the one who directed you here. All I have to do is step outside and the story finds me. I think I might be a natural at this. As it happens, I'd also like to interview people from SOS. Would you be able to put me in touch with your son? Yeah, sure. But you should know that my son isn't in the gang anymore. Oh, here we go. So, I guess we should take this opportunity to jump to Achi. I kinda don't want to, I want to keep going with this, but passing up a jump seems like it would be a waste, so we'll do that. Although, it just saved, so maybe... Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so now we don't actually need to jump there. We've unlocked that, so we can go there anytime we want. So, there we go. So then. Damn it, now I have to go through all this again, though. Actually, hold on. I might be able to go straight to the jump. There we go. Oh, Minotikawa hesitated. Guess he's of no use to me then. Oh, believe me, I know how you feel. The look of Endo's face spoke volumes. There was no point in interviewing Endo's son if he wasn't with the gang anymore. I wouldn't say that. I think you could still get a lot of insight into that. Although, I guess... You know, I think, like, beggars can't be choosers at this point. Like, I would say it's still worth it, you know? Take whatever you can get. I figured that Minotikawa's run of good luck would end eventually. Still, he'd gotten a lead in the form of a name. SOS. That was progress. Alright, so back to the matter at hand. He flipped his notepad back open. What did you decide to do about all these juvenile delinquents? I set up a tiny little web camera in order to protect my property. The camera is designed to send information to a computer via the internet. Look carefully and you can often spot them outside private residences and even on public streets, where they are installed and for use in surveillance. Given the risks of transmitted data being intercepted, the images recorded by such cameras are generally encrypted to prevent playback by unauthorized third parties. Many landmarks and attractions make their camera footage publicly available online. I see. And I'm guessing the webcam did the trick? Sure did. So then, other local businesses heard about it and started asking me to install some for them. Web cameras aren't particularly expensive, so it wasn't too tough to set them up all over downtown. So, who's in charge of these security cameras? Members of the Downtown Business Committee take turns. The cameras are connected via a wireless network that business owners can access through the area. A LAN or local area network. Communication systems that can only be used within a limited geographical area. A wireless LAN transmits using electronic signals. Although convenient because it does not require cable attachments, there is a risk of signals conveyed in this way being intercepted by a third party. I feel like this network here could come in handy at some point, so it's definitely something to keep in mind if we're ever, like, as another character and we need to think of, like, a way to track something down, you know? How's your security for this wireless network? Oh, no problems on that front. Endo seemed surprised at the question. All of the footage sent over the network is fully encrypted. Encryption is the process of encoding data so that it is indecipherable by a third party. Restoring encrypted data to its initial form requires what is called a key, a program designed for this purpose. There are two main types of such cryptographic systems. Secret key cryptosystems use the same key for both encryption and decryption, and public key cryptosystems use a public key to encrypt the data but require a private key known by the recipient in order to decrypt. Still, people can't feel too good about being recorded on camera without their knowledge, don't you think? Minotikawa asked. The shopkeeper's expression darkened. We hope to strike a balance between crime prevention and protecting individual privacy. And who determines what that balance is? I mean, it's not installed in people's homes or anything. I feel like cameras in, like, stores and stuff is totally reasonable. Minotikawa let a note of challenge slip into his voice. That would be me. I've been entrusted with the management of the security cameras. I see. So essentially, you're providing your own moral oversight. Are you implying that I'm abusing my authority? Endo shot back. I'm doing this in the name of public order. Right. You've had your 5 minutes. Now get out of here. The shopkeeper stood up and headed into the back. Yeah, I think that's enough to write a story with, probably. I'll be sure to let the Wandering Angels know about the dry ice machine, Minotikawa hollered at the closing door. Episode 2. When Akiyomi Mondo didn't show up at the theater at the meeting time, production assistant Yugio Tozuka went to call on him at his apartment. Upon arriving, Tozuka found that the place had been staked out by debt collectors. Mondo had borrowed 300,000 yen, and they wouldn't leave his home until he paid up. It looked like the only way to save Mondo was to give the debt collectors the operating funds for the theater, but before Tozuka could head back to relay this news, the props master Shinichi Bando showed up. Continued in episode 3. Endo didn't reply. Minotikawa had gotten enough of a story to put an article together, so he decided to hurry to a coffee shop and get started on some copy. He was making his way down along Dogenzaka when his cell phone rang. The incoming call display showed Chiaki's name. Chiaki, what's going on? Oh, it's no use. She sounded like she was on the verge of tears. What's no use? I can't do this. I just can't talk to people passing by on the street. What? Why not? It's just that everyone seems so busy when they're walking past. If I try to interrupt them, they're gonna be all mad at me. Well, who the hell cares if they get mad? Minotikawa was ready to start ripping his hair out. I don't want them to be mad at me, she whimpered again. Well, this wasn't about what she wanted, was it? She was supposed to be working, not whining. Look, Chiaki, you need to get me those interviews, period. Do I make myself clear? He hung up before she could squeeze in an objection. Damn it, Minotikawa muttered. Just what I needed. One more thing to worry about. He pulled at his hair a few times, then cast his worried gaze in the direction of Shibuya Station. Interesting. So we've got a to be continued on him. Alright, so let's go to Achi now. We should also remember that we can go to Asawa. And Tama as well. So we've got both of them, and they are both pretty far behind. But I also want to go to Achi and see if I can get to his to be continued. Which seems to be pretty near, I think. Cars drifted on by, one after the other. But they saw no sign of a blue van. After a while, even Achi began to grow impatient. This was starting to feel like a waste of time. And then... Hitomi, look. There it was. A blue van had appeared nearby, parked in a spot that had been empty previously. Achi couldn't see who was inside, but there was definitely something fishy about it. Besides, there weren't any other blue cars around, so this had to be it. He'd been right. The crooks had come back after all. I'm gonna go take a quick look, Achi said. You wait here. But before he could carry out his plan, Hitomi jumped to her feet. Without a word, she rushed toward the van. Hold on, I said wait. She wasn't slowing down. Achi caught hold of her arm. Wait, this could be dangerous. What if the kidnapper's in there? And what if my sister's in there? I have to go help her. Achi knew full well what it was like to be impulsive. This was one situation where cooler heads would have to prevail. I can't just hang out here, she insisted. What if the car takes off again? That's why I said I was going to go take a look first. Isn't that dangerous? What if they do something to my sister because some random guy comes snooping around? Oh. Huh. Yeah, you got a point. Achi thought as fast as he could. The criminals told Hitomi to get into the van. They never said he couldn't get into the van with her. But, yeah, no, there's no way that's gonna fly. There had to be some specific reason for that. What if they were planning to abduct her as well? Whatever the case, he couldn't just let her go. He had to make a snap decision. Okay, let's go together then. Does that work for you? How about we do that? Please, we have no idea who or what we might run into. Hitomi gave me a slight nod. Alright, she said. But let me go first and you follow, okay? I don't know about that. Got it, Achi replied. Achi waited as Hitomi started walking, then followed her at a distance so it wouldn't look like they were together. She headed straight for the van. Two men got out of the car, neither of them Japanese. Achi picked up the pace in case he needed to close the distance fast. One of the men approached Hitomi and said something to her. She gave an affirming nod. Suddenly, the two men grabbed her from either side. They dragged her to the van and shoved her into the back seat. Achi broke into a sprint. Of course it was a trap. Couldn't guess what their whole plan was, but kidnapping Hitomi was obviously part of it. But before he could reach the vehicle, the door slid shut. The van sped off, and an instant later, Achi raced after it. He ran as hard as he could, thinking of nothing else. He couldn't give up now. Couldn't let things end like this. He'd made a promise. No quitting halfway. And no turning his back on someone in trouble. But the car just kept getting further and further away. Before long, it was just a blue speck that vanished into the cityscape. No. Achi never saw Hitomi again. Alright, that was the wrong choice. That was not the right choice. So, let's not do that. Alright, the blue minivan arrives. We'll go with... Look, just let me go first. I don't want to put you at any risk. Hitomi's determination wavered at the look in Achi's eyes. Please, he continued. We have no idea who or what we might run into. If I think they're going to try to run off again, I'll give some signal. Then you can come along. And I doubt they'll be interested in leaving then. Hitomi gave a reluctant nod. Please, be careful. Will do. And tell me if my sister's in there. I will. You can count on it. Achi stepped out into the open and started walking toward the van. He tried his best to look as if he wasn't paying it any attention. Yep, I'm just an ordinary passerby. As he got nearer, he tried to sneak a glimpse inside. The van's dark window film made it hard to see who might be inside or even how many people. Casually, he moved closer still to get a better look. Suddenly, the sliding door burst open and several people jumped out. None of them were Japanese. Within moments, Achi was surrounded. Whoa, what? Hey, what's the deal? Achi said. He let out a little chuckle. Man, that thing must be packed. How many seats you got in that thing, anyway? He took another step toward the vehicle and looked inside. One of the men pulled a knife from inside his jacket, thrusting it out in Achi's direction. He probably meant it as a simple threat, but on reflex, Achi went into self-defense mode, kicking him right in the jaw. There was a loud crack as his foot connected. The man dropped out like a light. The others stared, then rushed him. Well, this sure hadn't gone as planned. Too late to take it back now. The damage was done. Achi was just gonna have to take out the rest of these punks too. He nimbly shifted his feet, evading their initial attack. Having to take these guys on 3 to 1 wasn't going to be pretty. Achi! He heard Hitomi cry out. Crap. He hadn't given any signal, but she'd come out of hiding anyway. Hitomi, stay back. How was he supposed to fight off 3 guys and protect her at the same time? What could he do? What should he do? Within moments, a number of passers-by had gathered around the fight. Maybe they'd heard Hitomi shouting. Hey, what's going on? Oh my god, is that a knife? This ain't just some petty squabble. Someone call the police. Some of them began taking photos with their cell phones. One of the men cursed in frustration, then signaled for his buddies to get back into the car. Achi couldn't stop them. The engine roared to life, and the van sped away. Knowing he'd never catch them on foot, Achi merely watched it go. He'd failed. This was his fault, all of it. Achi bit his lip hard. How could he possibly face Hitomi now? Achi. Hitomi's voice was hollow, empty. Achi stared down at his feet like a scolded child. I'm sorry, I didn't see whether your sister was in there or not. I see. The words, so simple and matter-of-fact, stung him to the heart. I'm so sorry. But Hitomi simply shook her head. The fact that she wasn't even chewing him out made him feel all the worse. I know I messed up, but I was going to say I'll make up for it, somehow, but he froze with fear at what he saw next. Across the street, staring at them, was the man with the cane. Hitomi, it's him! They had to get out of here. He grabbed Hitomi by the hand and bolted down Dogenzaka. The assassin followed them, staying on his side of the road. Achi wasn't sure what to do. Should they try heading into the alleys and side streets again? No, it was more dangerous to head someplace where there'd be fewer witnesses. Best to stick to Dogenzaka for now. The man wouldn't be able to gun them down if they managed to lose themselves in the crowd along the center guy first. Besides, the guy had to use a cane. Achi and Hitomi could run him. Hand in hand, they sped along Dogenzaka and through the intersection in front of the 109 building. Come on, Hitomi, just a little further. Okay. She was panting, but she pressed on. Achi risked a glance back over his shoulder. Huh? He stopped in surprise. What's wrong? Hitomi asked. That guy, he's not following us. The slope leading down to the intersection wasn't all that steep. Several plainclothes detectives have been hiding amidst the crowd in the intersection as part of the kidnapping stakeout. Right now, Director Kuze is sending a message to all officers over the wireless, and so the detectives have stopped to listen in. It's a bit unusual. An observant individual might notice. So I think that either it's Tateno, and he stopped because he didn't want any of them to recognize him, or he stopped because he also had to take the call from Kuze. It was strange that the gunman hadn't bothered to pursue. Still, there was no time to worry about his behavior right now. Hitomi, can you still run? Yes, I'm all right. So this is our chance. This way. They needed to put plenty of distance behind them before the assassin came after them again. But they also needed to find the van again and rescue Hitomi's sister. Would they be able to find it and yet stay hidden from the man with the cane? Actually, wasn't sure one way or the other, but with Hitomi in tow, he hurried onward along Center Guy. To be continued? Yep. Well, alright. So I don't know next time if we want to do Osawa or Tama. I guess we will do one of these two next time. We'll decide that then. But for now, we will end it here. That'll be it. So until next time, we will figure out which one of these to do, and that'll be that. So, until then, take care, and then we'll see you.